Iya. Apa sih spesialnya temenan sama kakek-kakek? Iya, itu bisa jadi title buat klip kali ini. Apa sih spesialnya kakaknya Ollie temenan sama kakek-kakek? That could be like a clip title. What's so special about being friends with a grandpa? So, to give you guys a tale on how their friendship bloomed, basically he was the PA of a really rich man, right? And being rich and all, that means you have like a bunch of rich relatives, and one of them being like this rich grandpa. Yeah. But my brother ended up just being very, very good friends with the grandpa. Yeah. And as it turns out, this grandpa is actually Indonesian. So he's a rich grandpa. Wow, who would have guessed? A rich Indonesian grandpa. And he said, oh, okay, if you ever come to Indonesia, you better call me up. And so he texted the grandpa. He was like, sir, I'm back in Indonesia, by the way, if you ever want to hang out. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll pick you up. And so apparently he was picked up. I don't know with what car, but he said it was a really fancy car. And there were 2 bodyguards with him. It was off to a great start. Nothing too wowzers. Just a limousine and 2 bodyguards. And then they went to the grandpa's house. Gitu. Yeah. Not a big deal, you said. This is the start, by the way, guys. This is the start. There's still so many things. And it turns out, crazy rich? Yes. Because you know what? This grandpa's house is actually a Japanese house. Like, do you guys know those emperor houses in Japan? Like the ones that you see in drama? With Zen Garden? Yeah, that's kind of... I don't know how to say it, but I didn't think that was possible in Indonesia. I didn't even know that there was such a place in Indonesia. When he arrived, he wasn't picked up by the grandpa, though. It was only his bodyguards. When he arrived, the grandpa was there, and he was like, oh my gosh, my friend from USA, give me a hug. And then they hugged, and they just hanged out. But, you know, having an age difference, it kind of begs the question. People thought that my big brother was a very important person, when in fact he's just a very normal guy who just likes chilling with literally anyone. Yeah, everybody, like including the bodyguards, they were like, oh my gosh, why is he friends with our master? Why is he friends with boss? How are they friends? They're bound to have mates because the house is really big. But what surprised my brother was that there was not a single lady. There was one lady. She's just kind of like the assistant for the wife. But other than that, every single maid in the house is just buff men. Like ridiculously buff men with like veins in their muscles, whatnot. They would be walking around the grounds and they would see a buff man just sweeping the floor. Yeah. Ada berapa orang banyak? He didn't count, and I don't know. Maybe it's for security. Maybe, yeah. Like clothed. I mean, they were clothed, obviously. It's just that they were buff men. You know. Ini lihat pembantu aja aku udah takut sih. Don't worry, they were clothed. Misal ada rampok, itu udah pasti banyak itu rampoknya. Yeah. And obviously, seeing my brother again just hanging out with their masters, the buff men, they got scared. Every time they would walk around, they would shake my brother's hand with like 2 hands, even though my brother's just extending it normally. Hey yo, is that grandpa single? No, he has a wife. Oh, which by the way, my brother met up with the wife, right? My brother met up with the wife, and the wife went, oh my god, Ilo! It's been so long! Here, come and give me a hug! And so they hugged together. And then suddenly, she just casually gives my brother 200,000. And she was like, here, to buy snacks. Just, it's weird. And then my brother, obviously, he didn't... Gak enak kan ya? He was like, no, please. I can't take the money. And then the wife was like, no, it's for when you go out to for lunch with my husband. And then my brother was like, but your husband's paying, so I don't actually need the money. And she's like, oh, well, that's okay. You can just keep it anyways.
気になるあなたはチャンネル登録&高評価お願いですな。それが夏美の心のサプリですの。